learning more details about a suspected terrorist plot targeting Taylor Swift's shows in Austria. Police say they've questioned 3 teenagers over a planned suicide attack. They say the main suspect is a 19-year-old ISIS sympathizer. Investigators found chemicals, explosive devices and detonators at his home. A 15-year-old and a 17-year-old have also been detained. Well, Swift was due to perform in Vienna for 3 nights from Thursday. Those shows have now been cancelled. So Salma Abdelaziz has been following the developments all day, joins us now from Vienna with the very latest. Good to have you with us, Salma. So 3 teenagers in custody being questioned by police, and we know about some of the detonators and explosives and terrorist propaganda found in one of the suspects' homes. What can you tell us about those 3?
Absolutely, Lynda. And this investigation is, of course, very much underway into what authorities are calling a serious and wide-ranging plot. They are running into obstacles, of course, as they carry out this investigation, finding that some of the messaging happened over encrypted messaging services, making it difficult, of course, to ascertain what took place. But it is the details that you mentioned of what they found inside the home that's just behind me here. That's the home of the 19-year-old suspect. It's those materials that began to paint a picture of an alarming, multi-pronged attack. Take a listen. Chilling new details are emerging about the terror plot on a Taylor Swift concert in Vienna. 3 Austrian teenagers, aged 19, 17, and 15, now detained and facing questions. The head of Austria's domestic intelligence service telling CNN one of the radicalized teenagers had obtained a job working at the venue he planned to attack just days prior to his arrest.
One of the suspects got an application a few days ago.
So he had applied for a job?
He had it.
Officials now investigating what they believe could have been a 3-pronged attack, targeting one of 3 sold-out Swift concerts for an estimated 65,000 fans each night. Investigators considering the possibility that the suspects planned to run over fans gathered outside the stadium with a vehicle, and had even obtained a blue light, similar to what police attached to their cars, to force their way through the crowd. Then they planned to attack innocents with knives and machetes, and in a final stage, detonate explosives at the site. The 19-year-old suspect, who lived in this home an hour outside of Vienna, is the alleged mastermind. Authorities say he has confessed to the terror plot. Items found inside his home included chemical explosives, detonators, ISIS propaganda, 21,000 euros in counterfeit cash, machetes and knives. All 3 suspects were radicalized online by ISIS recruiters.
It's very worrying. We can see that in Austria we have very young guys that are radicalized due to the fact that they are using the online propaganda that is brought out from ISIS and also ISKP.
The prime suspect had pledged allegiance to ISIS. Neighbors say his family was always reserved.
They lived very reclusively. We did not see them in their backyard or their children outside.
A depraved plot that could have killed and maimed many.
Step by step from town to town.
The concerts are canceled, but the Swifties have filled the streets of Vienna and they are singing her songs as loud as they can. Fans are sad but grateful to be safe.
This is what we're all about. It's like we make the best of a bad situation. In rain, in sun, like we'll be here for hours.
And we are learning as well, Lynda, that U.S. officials tipped off their counterparts here in Austria to this terror plot. I think what's particularly concerning to intelligence agencies is just the age of these suspects, 19 years old, 17 years old, 15 years old, all in custody now. It's part of a worrying trend online that ISIS, other terror groups, are recruiting the youngest, finding that it's easier to mold and mend their minds, according to experts, and easier to motivate them towards violence. Lynda?
And Salma, it was interesting looking at you amongst some of those Taylor Swift fans. I imagine the reaction has been quite mixed, given that hundreds of thousands of people were meant to be seeing her concerts over the next few nights, some of whom had travelled quite a distance, right?
I spent much of the day speaking to Taylor Swift fans, and it's simply because you can't walk through Vienna city center without bumping into one. I mean, they really have taken over the city. As you saw in our piece there, they are congregating in corners, congregating in streets, singing her songs loudly, bringing that concert to life in the streets of Vienna. And most importantly, they say, Lynda, they're trying to find safe spaces. They feel targeted by this potential terror plot. They feel very much in the crosshairs. Many of them, of course, are young women, these fans, and they want to create these safe spaces, even if it's just in the streets of Vienna over the next 3 days, to celebrate, exchange their bracelets, feel that sense of community, Lynda.
That is good. And we understand their tickets will be refunded. Salma Abdelaziz, good to have you with us. Thank you.